Washington.
This your boy, Martin for here once again.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamari Ford here once again, and we are here to recap this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, okay? So, as I was looking through my notes for this particular episode, I was like, this was one of those episodes that was kind of like a setup for better episodes in the future. It was kind of like a building everyone's storyline, building everyone's motives type of episode. So we're going to talk briefly about, some of the things that I feel like are worth, discussing and that were interesting. So we kicked off the episode where, Mimi is remembering an incident of where she was robbed, and so she's holding this self-defense class for her and her friends. Because, she wants women to be able to protect themselves whenever they get into a dangerous situation, which is commendable. So another character that we're introduced to this week is one of Mimi's friends, is Kiyomi. Okay, Kiyomi is, apparently she's Bow Wow's ex, and apparently they had this situation in the elevator. Now I'm trying to remember, I was like, do I remember something like that happening? I do remember Bow Wow getting into a fight. I don't remember it being necessarily with an elevator, but I do remember him getting into a fight, I guess, with his ex, so I'm assuming she is the one. If somebody can remember how long ago that was, because I'm trying to remember where I was when that news came out. So if somebody has like the year and can put that in the comments, I appreciate that. So that's her, that's Bow Wow's ex. And so we're getting introduced to her. She wants to put all that drama and, stuff behind her. She doesn't want to be known as the elevator girl or just as Bow Wow's ex. So I'm like, okay, that's commendable or whatever. And what we noticed is that one of the girls, I believe it was Tokyo, I can't remember now, but they were asking her, like, who are you dating now? Because, you want to get away from your ex. I'm like, okay. So she's like, I don't really want to say no names. Oh no, it wasn't Tokyo, it was Spice. I remember now, it was Spice. Spice was the one that was asking her, who are you dealing with now? And she's like, I don't want to put no names because I don't really want to jinx it, or, being real coy with it and shit. And, Spice is like, look, I need to know names. I need to know if you mess with the same person that I'm messing with. And you know what? Honestly, that's real tea. Because it's like, can you imagine you sit up there trying to get to know somebody and you telling your friend about it and your friend's like, child, I mess with them too. And it can just get really, really awkward. But moving on with Kiyomi. So, actually, you know what? We're going to put Kiyomi on the back burner right now because she's a part of this whole three-way situation going. We meet up with Scrap and Shooter. I gotta remember these people's names, child, because they be. Anyway, so Scrap and Shooter are at this barbershop, and Scrap is talking about he wants to expand his businesses. He currently owns a restaurant, and he's thinking about opening his own barbershop. And Shooter's another one of his close friends. I don't know if they're going into business together. I don't remember if they specify that or not. But we get introduced to Cheyenne. Now, Cheyenne is apparently, a really close, you know what? Somebody in the comments specify for me, because I don't know if I missed this or did it just happen so fast and just went over my head. Did they find out that they're actually related as brother and sister, or are they just so close that they consider themselves brother and sister? I wasn't really sure, but that's his sister. That's what they call her, so we're gonna go with. And she's a realtor, she's really, really, smart and knows a lot about the business. And so she's trying to help them figure out what real estate that they want to use for their business. And she's like, what kind of budget did you guys have in mind? And, they kind of like the space that they're in, the current barbershop that they're in. So it's like, what kind of rent would a place like this give me? She was like, well, this can give you around $5,000 a month. And they both looking like, oh, we don't really want to spend that kind of money. I'm like, that's not really that bad though. Like, any decent business spot? Well, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it would be that bad, especially, well, maybe because when you were an ex-con, you can't really get no job like that. Anyway, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I think they was gonna have a response like that. But when they were talking about their budget is in like $2,500, I'm like, in Atlanta? Like, Atlanta, you can get a lot for, maybe I'm thinking, I might be in my Los Angeles mindset, because I feel like $5,000, that kind of makes sense. That can get you a little something really cute. And they was talking about they didn't want to pay that. I'm like, well, shit, you ain't gonna pay $5,000. You don't get nothing worth a damn. But maybe in Atlanta, you can. The dollar stretches a lot more. That's for sure. So they're doing their business thing, whatever, and then Shooter and Sierra kind of walk out. And so now we kind of get to see them interacting, and they getting all flirtatious and, doing the going back and forth, having this energy. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what we doing, all right. So Cheyenne is, asking all these questions like, what are they gonna say about us? Like, are you ready to go public? How do you feel? Are you gonna get back with your baby mama? Like, if she comes back at you, it's like, let's get back together for the sake of the kids and all that. Like, are you gonna fall for all that? And Shooter's like, nah, like that shit's dead. Like, you ain't even gotta worry about all that. It's gonna be me and you. I'm really serious about you. And I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the way that the show works. But when I just look at guys like Shooter, like, you selling this girl a dream, and you lying. You lying. But later down the line, in another scene, we see Shooter in this photo shoot, like, or video shoot, or whatever the project was, with Kiyomi, child. And we like, oh, so you that kind of fuckboy, like, in your face type. Oh, okay. So, and what made it so funny is like, okay, so they've been messing around for who knows how long. Well, they said that Cheyenne and Shooter been for like 2 years, she said. I don't remember if they specified how long that, her and Kiyomi been messing around, but he was like, I have love for them both, but if I had to pick, Kiyomi would be my main. She's my favorite. I'm like, damn. People, like, these dudes really ain't worth shit. They ain't worth a damn. I mean, he's talking like, they just have like an open relationship. I'm like, from the way that she's talking, she's kind of talking about she didn't want you to meet her family and all this stuff. That's not I mean, I haven't been in an open relationship, so I may not know how they work, but that's not how I remember an open relationship working. I'm just saying. So you basically have these two women who think you're ready to go public with them, and they don't know about each other. And you still have a baby mama, which I don't think that Sierra wants Shooter back, but I don't know how she mixes in with all this mess. And then on top of that, if that wasn't enough to stack all this on, together, you got KK ass. Now, I hadn't seen KK since many seasons ago. And I see she got her teeth done. I'm thankful for it. KK was the one that used to have that damn dog in the confessional, wasn't it? I'm almost positive that was her. Well, she was doing the most back in the day. her confessionals used to be so extra. I remember now. But anyway, KK notices at Scrap's little 1-year liberation party that Shooter and Sierra are getting kind of close and laughing and flirtating and doing all that stuff. She's like, giving the eye. Baby, Scrap was doing a community project where she was trying to, he was trying to give out food to the community, to celebrate his release or whatever, and Sierra's there helping out. That's his sister, that makes sense. She goes over there, it's like, you want me to make you a plate or whatever? And KK ass go up there and be like, I'm not really here to get no food, I just came here to run my mouth. I'm like, now how many of y'all got that auntie that's just like, look, I'm just here to talk some stuff. I got something to say that's going to be real, real nosy. And so Sierra's looking like, girl, what you talking about? She was like, I saw you and Scrap getting real cozy at the party, and I need to know, like, does he know? Like, how do you think he's going to feel about that? And Cheyenne's trying to be like, look, I haven't told him yet. He's messed around with some of my girlfriends before, so I really don't feel like it should be a big deal. But I'm just not ready to, do that out of respect for Shooter, because he's not ready to do it yet, because that's his friend too. And, KK just keeps going on this whole tirade, like, I feel like you should tell him, like, I don't feel like there should be secrets. And I'm just like, girl, it's not like she's dating your son. It's just like, why do you care so much? Like, that's between the relationship between them two. That didn't really affect. I don't really see why she's so invested. That was strange to me. And I see in later scenes that apparently that's gonna become a whole thing. Like she's like, look, you gonna tell him right here, right now. And I'm like, oh wow, like girl, you doing the most. KK come back and still doing the most, child. But moving on from that whole triangle or all that nonsense, let's talk about light skin Keisha and Akbar. I'm already just like rubbing my temples with this situation. One wants to call themselves the Queen of Atlanta, the other one wants to call themselves the Queen of Atlanta. I'm like, and you know what? Honestly, Spice in her confessional, she summed all of this up. She really did. She was like, I mean, one called the queen, the other one called the queen. I said, how y'all gonna both be the queen and neither one of y'all have hits? I said, you are certainly correct, because I've heard the music that Akbar be putting on the shelf. We've heard what light skin Keisha be putting on the shelf, and neither one of them really. I mean, later on in that little interview, light skin Keisha said she had like something on like number 82 on Billboard, which I mean, I guess charting is charting, but like, how do y'all be the queen? Y'all are barely the Duchess. Like, I don't know. Just everybody be trying to self-proclaim themselves as some form of royalty. It's like, if it's self-proclaimed, more often than not, it's not true. You're gonna have to earn that title or be given a title like that, because you going around saying you this and you that, it's like, child. But Akbar seems to be a little bit more pressed. Now the thing is, there's a dispute between the stories where what light skin Keisha says and what Akbar says, because Akbar was like, oh, she was one of my biggest fans. You know, I was in the studio with Jazzy Faye, and she came in, she was like, you're so funny, you're so this, and then it just kind of went left. And then when Keisha says, well, she was one of my biggest fans, so I'm like, who? Somebody lying. Somebody lying somewhere in the sauce, I'm just saying. But Jock, being messy, being very messy, decides to come to interview light skin Keisha, and you know, they're talking about her music, talking about her, you know, her come up. She wants to, you know, promote herself on this radio show. And he's like, we have this new person that we want to introduce you. Well, not really introduce, but bring onto the conversation. She's like, who? Child, Akbar is Skyping in on her phone outside on a windy day. Talk about this bitch, where's that bitch that don't know how to rap? She pussy, she scared. And I'm like, you know what? I actually respect light skin Keisha enough for just be like, you know what? I'm not about to participate in this foolery. Y'all can have her yelling and screaming. She can talk to herself. I'm not about to address this hoe. So I can definitely understand where she's coming from with her attitude. And I feel like she's already annoyed with Akbar, you know, whatever. But I feel like she was definitely more irritated with Jock, because they're supposed to have this much better relationship. And the fact that she felt kind of set up by him to be messy on this radio show is like, no, that's not what we're doing. And she's trying to look like she's about to leave the show. She's, you know, giving the middle finger up to the producers and the cameras. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. So, I mean, I definitely understand, because I would definitely feel a way too. Like, why would you try to put me in that type of situation, especially when you and I are supposed to be in a much better place? But go off, child. And lastly, I think, yeah, the last thing I want to talk about real quick is I wish I had more of a context and background on Mama D and Cece's relationship, because I feel like I'm missing so much. So Bambi and Scrappy decide that, you know, if you can break bread with your enemies, you can bring people together or something along those lines. I'm just like, not necessarily. Because there have been many shows across many different networks where we try to get people to come together and sit, and it don't work out like that. And stuff gets thrown, drinks gets, you know, on people's faces. So that doesn't typically work, but I can, you know, respect your optimism. I respect it. So she tries to bring Mama D and her mom and the family, you know, Scrappy's daughter is there, Imani from back in the day. From the first 2 seasons of Love and Hip Hop. And their son there, and they just try to all eat and come together for the sake of the kids. this. You know, that's the whole point of this. Child, why Mama D walk up in there like she was about to host a funeral, child, with a black hat on, black shades, a black dress? I'm like, Mama D always be extra. Remember that time she came in there, I forget whose store that was. I want to say that was Rashida's store, talking about her mama, and she laid like a nest on the floor, child. Hot mess. But anyway, they gets to going back and forth, and honestly, it was just bicker here, bicker there. I wish that you was dead, you was a crackhead, are you still drinking? Going back and forth. Now, honestly, I felt like Bambi. I felt like Bambi in this situation, because it's like, I know y'all have your own situation going, but I can't really sit idly by and just watch somebody else call my mama a bitch. Like, and I'm in the room, and you just sitting there disrespecting her, doing all this stuff. Now, I mean, it was commendable that Scrappy kept his own mama accountable, or held his own mama accountable, because this bitch went out there and was like, she made and she printed, she typed up and printed an obituary for Cece, for her own son's mother-in-law. Not that she was, well, no, I think she really did pretty much just wish death upon her, but she was trying to say, oh, I'm trying to kill off the evil spirit in your heart or something. I'm like, girl, no, that's, you doing way too much, because now, like Bambi said in the confessional, like, I don't really, it ain't even about you and my mama's relationship, because I'm looking like, how are we gonna move on? Because you just wish death on my mama, and I'm always put my mama before all of y'all. So now we got problems. And I was like, Mama D, you can't be this extra. Like, if Bambi or one of them just wanted to come over there and mollywop you, they would have all right reason. I'm sure that Scrappy would defend you enough to where you won't serve bodily harm. But her mama just went through a cancer scare, and you running an obituary out for her? We got to, you know, like. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode, the highlights of the episode that I want to talk about, child. I'm very curious to see how that whole love triangle is going to pan itself out, but make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If this is the first time that you're seeing my channel, hi, my name is Jamar. All my social media links will be in the bottom bar. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you thought about the episode, and we can talk. All right, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar.
Washington.